Now, African governments are spending the most on foreign debt payments since a mass write-off more than a decade ago. That is according to the UK-based financial pressure group, the Jubilee Debt Campaign. It says the rising burden could soon be too much to bear for many of the continent's economies. Now, in the past 2 years, the average external debt payments by African governments doubled to up to 12% of revenues. China is Africa's single biggest creditor, accounting for 20% of the continent's foreign debt and 17% of interest payments. 1/3 of African public debt is owed to private lenders who charge more than governments and funding organizations like the IMF. 55% of external interest payments go to private creditors. For more on the story, joining us from Paris is TRT World's editor-at-large, Craig Copetas. Hello there, Craig. Great to see you. Interestingly, over most of the last 2 decades, debt payments as a percentage of government revenues across Africa on average had been falling. That turned around in 2015 and it's been shooting up higher. What happened around that time?
Sustainable borrowing ratios have far exceeded the norms that had existed. Essentially, Africa is borrowing too much money for too much interest. 1/3 of the debt is owed to foreign creditors, as you said, but accounts for 55% of the interest payments. China is owed 20% of African debt nations' government and receives 17% of the interest payments. These are unsustainable levels.
What is China's strategic goal in extending so much credit to Africa?
It's all part and parcel of One Belt, One Road. 65 countries with a collective GDP of $23 trillion as 4.4 billion people. 5 years ago today, actually, it started. One Belt, One Road. It was initially targeted only at Eurasia. Now it includes Africa. They want a foothold in the region, and of course, they want the mineral wealth.
The other worrying aspect of all of this, of the latest findings, is that much of the debt went to private lenders rather than governments or the IMF. That makes the debt a whole lot more expensive, doesn't it?
Sure does. Blame the governments down there that made the deal, which are mostly corrupt. It's coming down to a choice in Africa, Azar. Who would you rather borrow money from, the Chinese or the World Bank?
We're going to have to leave it there. Craig Copetas, thank you.